Hey, good morning, iStrong family. It's me, Miss Mouchette, your school social worker, here to give you your SEL feedback for this week. I don't have much feedback to give this week. I'm gonna keep it short and sweet. You are all doing the work. We're all getting our minds and our routines wrapped around how morning circle will look like in our classrooms. And it looks differently in every room, but it's definitely present. So shout out to everyone that's able to get that off the ground. Some things that I just wanted to highlight this week that will kind of help bring everything together and really help move SEL along throughout the rest of the year to make sure that time is meaningful. So the first step or strategy I would like to give you is sweat the small stuff. Part of the no opting out and do it again and 100%, all of that comes into play if you're sweating the small stuff. We want to sweat the small stuff so that one, we get it out the way, they master it, and then two, we can focus on the bigger things. So sweating the small stuff looks like if you ask everyone to turn their voices off and one person didn't, then they're gonna do it again and say, oh my gosh, some person forgot to have their voices off, or I'm still waiting on one voice, let's try that again. And it's like, so you're sweating the small stuff every single chance you get, right? We wanna make sure that every single moment they're doing what they're supposed to do. Do it again, exactly how you want them to do things and how quickly you want them to do things. You want to keep stopping them and keep having them practice over and over and over again to get it right. If we allow them not to get it right, then eventually the strategies will break apart throughout the year and it won't stick. So we want to make sure we sweat the small stuff. And then the last piece that I want to say is that expand on the SEL topic. So some of us are kind of putting together the weather check and a question that comes together that is great. And that's cool. Some people are just only doing the weather check every day. That's cool for Monday, maybe a Friday. But since we know that it takes a while for each student to share, we want to make sure that there's time throughout the weekend morning meeting that you're engaging in actual discussions. Whatever the topics are that we're talking about as a school, we want to talk about those topics in morning meeting. Town Hall is a great resource to help you anchor your conversations for the week. For example, this week we talked about dads, right, in Town Hall. You could talk about your relationship with your dad, with your students during morning meeting and have everyone share and connect on that level. Today, a student in 3rd grade felt some type of way about not being able to bring her real dad, but she was able to bring her stepdad, and we were able to have a conversation about that. She should feel comfortable to have that conversation in the morning meeting with her class so that everyone can understand and affirm each other and where they're going through. Another resource is Sanford Harmony. That's the curriculum that I am following. It's aligned to the SEL competencies. So if you do not have a Sanford and Harmony cards or kits, please come and see myself or Principal Bishop. We have some here that we could make photocopies of for you, or that you can borrow. These are the conversation cards that you want to use to help drive the topic. For example, let's look at, so this one is called Battle of the Bullies. Anti-Bullying Week is coming up soon at the end of October. This is kind of like a cool activity that you can use, or the cards. And they have different scenarios that you can ask your students during morning meeting. It could be 1 or 2 scenarios, and you guys can talk about what you would do. You can have the kids act out what they would do. So this one says, recently, Patrice has made a habit of cracking racial jokes about Tamara, who is the only student of color in their 5th grade class. Ooh, is that bullying? What are some of the things that would make this bullying if it is? And if it's not bullying, what makes it, right? And some kids may be like, oh, they're racist because she said color, or whatever the case may be. We want that conversation to happen. We want to correct any misconceptions that they may have about bullying or race, or hear what other students in the room feel about the topic. That's what SEL is, and that's where the relationship building really comes into play. Okay, so those are just the two pieces of feedback that I have for this week. I hope that you guys enjoy your very long weekend. And when we come back next week, it will be a short week, so I will have a final video to wrap up the month. And these videos will now be once a month at the end of the month, just to check in. And I will be reaching out to teachers individually via email, just sending you a friendly reminder of some things that must be or should be implemented in your morning circle that I'm not seeing, just so that you can go ahead and add them, so that when you get observed, those pieces are not missing. So please look out for that. And then if I do email you and I offer you any kind of support, just be mindful that that support will be given during the Wednesday drop-in hours. Okay, this Wednesday, we had a PD on managing emotions. It was a chat and chew. No one was able to come, but it was a great PD. And I want you to always think about SEL for yourself. That PD was really for you as the adult, as a person, dealing with just emotions at work. And that's important that you get those skills too, because it will be easier for you to model them and implement them for the kids in the moment. So I hope you have an amazing week. I hope that helped you out, and look out for those emails and follow-ups moving forward. You guys are doing an amazing job, and have a great weekend.